Well, good evening to all pro wrestling fans from all around the world, of all shapes and sizes. Welcome to another live pro wrestling talk here on the YouTube, the Tube, and the Facebook, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. My name is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram, your host, your MC of this live stream. So, wasn't that long ago that I finished watching AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door 2024. And I figured, you know what? I might as well get on here and do a live review of it. Because quite a bit happened on this show. And I know there's a lot of people that have a lot of different opinions about how the show went and just the overall match card and 15 matches, which one match was just, I guess, kind of thrown in there at the last minute, it seems. But this was a pretty ginormous card. A handful of matches on the 0-hour pre-show, and then finishing with a giant load of main card matches. But yeah, we're gonna go through. Gonna give my thoughts on each, and then gonna talk about a brand new event that was announced during the show. It was a pretty big one. A ginormous one, actually, if you ask me. But we'll get to that. We will get to that. But we're going to dive into this review. Going to dive in headfirst into this review. So, let me get my notes out and ready. So, had a total of 15 matches, and pretty much 5 of them were pre-show matches. And even though 4 were advertised, that 5th one was just kind of thrown in there, it seemed, because it definitely wasn't advertised. It almost really felt like a dark match when you think about it. But AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door 2024 took place June 30th at the UBS Arena in Long Island, New York. Well, technically Elmont, New York, but part of Long Island, apparently. But yeah, a lot of matches. 15 matches on this card. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the pre-show matches, which the pre-show started at 6:30 p.m. EST. The main card started at 8 p.m. So I'm really not surprised that they started, that much earlier. You know what I mean? So, 2.5 hours earlier, kind of makes sense. So, or actually, technically, an hour and a half earlier. I'm sorry, that was an hour and a half earlier. I suck at math. Anyway, so let's get started. I don't have a graphic for this first match because this match was just kind of thrown in there. But we're going to go over it. Ricardo, what's up? You're just in time. Getting ready to start this review. You are just in time. It's going pretty well. Hope you are. Hope you're doing good as well. Hope you had an awesome birthday, by the way. Hope your birthday was awesome. So, starting out, they had a random singles match between Serpentico and Kyle Fletcher, former ROH World Television Champion Kyle Fletcher, who recently lost it to Atlantis Jr. in Mexico. So, that was pretty crazy. But Serpentico versus Kyle Fletcher was first. Wasn't really much of a match, if you ask me. It felt like, honestly, it felt like an unnecessary match. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, the match didn't even last 5 minutes. Maybe barely 4 minutes. But, yeah, I'm really not sure why they added that match to the pre-show. Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's really all I could say, because, I mean, it was a quick match. It was a very quick match. Serpentico pretty much got squashed by Kyle Fletcher. So, I mean, there's not really much to say, but I felt like it was an extremely quick squash match, and I felt like it was an unnecessary match. I have no idea why they even added it to the pre-show, but it happened. It happened. So, yeah, Serpentico, poor Serpentico. That's all I can really say. Kyle Fletcher got the victory, pinned Serpentico for the 3 count after hitting him with that turnbuckle brainbuster he likes to do. Yeah. Like I said, I don't even think that match was 4 or even 5. Like, it might not have even been 4 minutes long. As a matter of fact, let me look up the time. I'm curious. Oh, shoot. It was only a 3-minute, 10-second long match. See? It was barely even a 3-minute match. So that should tell you something. So, yeah, not sure why they even added that match to the card, but, it's whatever. It's whatever. Okay, now I can bust out my graphics now. So, the next match, whoa, wait a second. Everbless, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. All right, let's jump into this next match. All right, we had a fatal 4-way tag team match. We had the House of Black, which of course is Brody King, Malakai Black, versus the team of Tomohiro Ishii and Kyle O'Reilly, versus the team of Roderick Strong and NJPW Strong Openweight Champion Gabe Kidd, versus Isiah Cassidy, Marq Quen of Private Party. Now, I have to say, I enjoyed this match. I actually enjoyed this match from start to finish. I think the only thing I wish I could have seen a little bit more of was Gabe Kidd. I felt like he could have done more in this match. And it was a little bit annoying to see him and Roddy Strong kind of arguing over who gets to attack Kyle O'Reilly, which is kind of dumb because it's like, y'all are on the same team. And y'all are going to be attacking Kyle O'Reilly anyway, so it seemed like very pointless arguing, but yeah, I just thought it was kind of dumb. But there were a lot of great spots that I enjoyed with this match. Of course, House of Black looked really great, as usual. I have to say, shout out to Tomohiro Ishii and Kyle O'Reilly. They did good together. They even busted out a Chasing the Dragon on Brody King. I was like, what? Ishii and O'Reilly busting out a Chasing the Dragon. Shout out to Red Dragon, which I know Bobby Fish, I believe, has mainly been competing for MLW, if I remember correctly. But yeah, they busted out a Chasing the Dragon. I thought that was really cool. And Private Party looked in prime form, so really enjoyed seeing them. But I actually enjoyed this Fatal 4-Way tag match a lot more than I thought I would, because I felt like the idea for this match was kind of ridiculous, but I honestly enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. There were some good spots in this match. So, yeah, I think what I really enjoyed was that Chasing the Dragon spot. And then the finish. The finish was really good. Of course, House of Black just likes to go on a tear, but Brody King definitely looked awesome with the finish. He ended up pinning Isiah Cassidy after dropping him with a Gonzo bomb, which I haven't seen Brody King do that in a while, so it was actually good to see him bust out that move. And Malakai Black with the deadly knee strikes, including hitting a black mass later in the match as well, so I thought that was really cool. But enjoyable match. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was. I just really would have liked to have seen more out of Gabe Kidd instead of so much arguing with Roderick Strong. But I enjoyed the match for what it was. But House of Black are your winners. Okay. Let's go on to our next pre-show match. Here we go. Next up. Alright, we had ourselves a tag team match featuring the ladies. So we had the team of Willow Nightingale and Stardom's leader of Cosmic Angels, Tam Nakano, taking on the team of Kris Statlander and Oedo Tai's Black Peach, Momo Watanabe. Now, I will say this, for a lot of folks, at least this match was 10 minutes long. They at least got 10 minutes. So, it's not as bad as it could have been. They at least got 10 minutes. So, at least I'm happy about that. Definitely happy about that. It was definitely back and forth. I felt like it was a decent match. Could it have been better? Sure. But for what it was, I thought it was a decent match. And like I said, it was at least 10 minutes. 10 minutes, 15 seconds to be exact. So, I'm at least happy with that. I honestly felt like Momo and Kris Statlander had some pretty good chemistry together, as well as Willow and Tam, which of course Willow and Tam, not that long ago, were on opposing sides, and they were opponents. After all, when Willow was TBS champion, she defended the title against Tam Nakano in Stardom. So, there was that. But for the most part, I enjoyed the match for what it was. Went back and forth. And Tam Nakano ended up getting the finish, got the victory, pinning Momo Watanabe with the Twilight Dream for the 1-2-3. So, Willow Nightingale, Tam Nakano, your winning team. And this also at the same time serves as a, precursor to remember Kris Statlander and Willow Nightingale will face each other in the Owen Hart Cup tournament. Like they're next to face each other, so that's something to keep in mind as well. But yeah, I enjoyed the match for what it was. Could it have been better? Sure, but I thought it was pretty decent. Alright, speaking of the Owen Hart Foundation Cup, one of the pre-show matches was one of the tournament matches. And here it is. Alright, Owen Hart Cup Women's Tournament. This was a quarterfinal matchup. We had Mariah May versus Saraya. To be honest with you, this match was meh. I felt like it could have been a lot better. I felt like it definitely could have been a lot better. But I mean, Toni Storm was in the corner for Mariah May, and Harley Cameron was in the corner for Saraya. But I mean, for the most part, it was, I really felt like it could have been a better match. I know Mariah May was able to withstand like the page turner and the PTO, and was able to eventually roll up Saraya and get the 1-2-3. But honestly, and then Mina Shirakawa came out as they were on the rampway. And of course, Mariah had to separate Toni Storm and Mina. But honestly, the match just didn't feel that special. You know what I mean? It really wasn't a match that was very memorable, to be honest with you. I don't know. I really wasn't feeling that match between Mariah May and Saraya. But the crazy thing is, Mariah May advances, and she has to face Hikaru Shida in the semifinals. That's the crazy part. We got Mariah May versus Shida. Whew. That's going to be crazy. And Shida not too long ago just returned, and she beat Deonna Purrazzo to advance. And now we're going to have Shida versus Mariah May. Whew. Hopefully that'll be a better match than this one was. Which I'm sure it will be. I mean, Shida delivers consistently, so I'm not worried. I'm not worried one bit. Let's see. And then the final match of the pre-show was actually a very entertaining match, and I thought that it was the best match of the pre-show. Finished pretty strong, as it was a trios match. We had LIJ in the house as Yota Tsuji, Teton, and Hiromu Takahashi took on the trio of Lucha Brothers, Rey Fenix, Penta, El Cerro Miedo, and Mistico. This was a fantastic match. Quite a way to finish off the 0-hour pre-show for Forbidden Door. Very action-packed. I really liked the silliness display from Hiromu Takahashi. Thought that was really cool. I really enjoyed the back and forth between Teton and Rey Fenix. I mean, just great chemistry there. And I have to say, my favorite spot was the front suplex from Teton to Rey Fenix, and then followed up with one of the sickest super kicks I think I've ever seen in pro wrestling. I mean, it literally bent Rey Fenix backwards. That's how sick that super kick was. And I mean, just the action was hard hitting, a lot of high flying as usual. The spot with Rey Fenix walking the ropes, did the walk the rope PK, that was really sick. But I mean, whew, this was a very exciting, entertaining match. And honestly, LIJ had good momentum during parts of the match as well. But man, just Mistico doing his thing in this match. Great synergy with him and the Lucha Bros. Like, Mistico, really, really good to see him in action. And, you know, LIJ were good opponents. I really like the idea of this trios match, and I felt like it definitely delivered, and quite a great way to exit from the 0 hour to transition into the main card. But Mistico picked up the victory as he was able to submit Teton, hit the La Mystica pretty much into the submission, kind of like almost like a Torbellino into a Fujiwara armbar, but I believe it's called La Mystica. But yeah, and Teton, he's tapped out like immediately. As soon as he got it locked in, he just dug his elbow into his arm and just was wrenching, and he tapped like instantly. It was crazy. But Lucha Brothers and Mistico pick up the victory to close out the 0 Hour pre-show. Very entertaining match from start to finish. Loved it. And yeah, really good stuff. Now, let's get into the main card. The main card. So, starting out with the main card was this singles match. We started out with the hometown MJF taking on Hechicero from the CMLL. It was a very unique match. Definitely not a matchup that I'm used to seeing. But it was pretty decent. It was actually pretty decent. I really loved how Hechicero reacted to the crowd. I thought he did a good job with that. And just, I felt like he really had his moments where he took it to MJF. MJF really showing off his agility as well, especially early on in the match. So, I mean, MJF, Hechicero, they did their thing. They did their thing. And, MJF definitely getting the crowd into it. And, I just felt like it was a good, decent match between the two. Could have been longer. It was only 9 minutes, 50 seconds. But I thought it was a pretty good match for the most part. MJF picked up the victory, hitting a nice sheer drop brainbuster. Did not expect him to bust that out as his finish, but yeah. Hit Hechicero with a sheer drop brainbuster, covered him for the 1, 2, 3. But yeah, MJF with the victory at Forbidden Door. Good stuff. Had the crowd behind him the whole time. I love how Hechicero reacted to the crowd. Definitely was the heel in this match. Can't complain. Can't really complain much. Could it have been longer? Sure. But I liked it for what it was, for sure. All right. Let's move on to the next match. Let's see. Let me get the graphic ready for that. Here we go. All right. Back to some trios action. All right. We had a trios match. We had Hiroshi Tanahashi and the Acclaim, Max Caster, Anthony Bowen, Scissor Ace, taking on the Elite, which is, of course, Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, and the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. For the most part, first off, Max Caster, had some extended time to do his freestyle, which, it was okay. It was okay. It was okay. It was mainly a lot of shots towards Okada in the freestyle, but not really surprised by that. But the match pretty much went how I thought it would. By the way, Okada is gold. I mean, just with the different spots of him just being goofy and silly, Okada has really been doing a great job with his heel character. So, shout out to Kazuchika Okada. He's been rocking that heel character really well since coming to AEW. So, I really like what they've been doing with him. But, for the most part, the match was pretty good. I can't really say a whole lot of negative with the match, to be honest with you. It was 13 minutes long, so decent length. But it was a pretty solid match for what it was. I know the Young Bucks busted out the pump-up shoes in the middle of the match as well. And it was good to see the Acclaim vibing with Hiroshi Tanahashi, especially with the Scissor Me Timbers and also doing the air guitar together. So they were vibing really well together. Even Hiroshi Tanahashi was doing the air guitar during Max Caster's freestyle. I thought that was pretty funny. But, yeah, I thought that they vibed well together. But when it was all said and done, the Rainmaker would not be denied, as he was able to put down Hiroshi Tanahashi for the 3 count after nailing him with, you guessed it, a Rainmaker. So the Elite pick up the victory over Scissor Ace. Like I said, not surprised. Not surprised. I figured the match was going to go that way. I figured the Elite were gonna win. But yeah, pretty good match. Pretty good match. Okay, let's see. All right, let's go into our next match, which was definitely one of the best matches on the card. Here we go. Here it is. All right, next up, we had the second Owen Hart Cup quarterfinal match, this time for the men, as we had the Battle of Dragons. We had the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, versus the Rampage Dragon of LIJ, Shingo Takagi. This match was fantastic. Hard-hitting, back and forth. For these two not having faced each other in 13, 14 years, they definitely delivered one heck of a match. This match was 20 minutes. 20 minutes long, and they delivered a banger. Definitely delivered a banger. Definitely the crowd was fully behind Bryan Danielson, and Shingo did a really good job, playing against the crowd. I thought he did a good job there. But, this was back and forth, hard-hitting, really could have gone either way. And, of course, when you got Shingo, it's guaranteed to be hard-hitting, for sure. And they did a good job building up to this matchup. Even with what little time that they've had, they did a good job building up this matchup, for sure. And honestly, the finish, I thought the finish was definitely really good and definitely made quite a statement. As Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon, was able to submit the Rampage Dragon. He kind of caught him with like a reverse armbar, almost kind of like Becky Lynch's disarmer in a way. But from the way the angle looked, I couldn't tell if Shingo tapped out or if he verbally submitted. Like the way that the camera was angled, it was hard to say, but the ref made the call. But I think looking back at it, I think Shingo may have given a verbal submission. But I didn't see him tap. I definitely didn't see him tap, but I think he gave a verbal cue that he gave up. But Bryan Danielson picked up the victory. and will advance in the Owen Hart Cup tournament, which I believe he will face Pac in the next round. Semis. I think it's the semis. Yeah. Semifinals. Bryan Danielson versus Pac. That should be good. That should be really good. But yeah, and nice little sign of sportsmanship. Shingo kind of bowed towards Bryan Danielson. So it was nice little bit of sportsmanship there. But yeah, Shingo Takagi. Definitely him and Bryan Danielson had one of the best matches on the card, for sure. And yeah, but the American Dragon topples the Rampage Dragon for now. And like I said, for not having wrestled each other in like 13, 14 years, they definitely did not miss a beat at all. Okay, let's go to our next match. Back to the ladies. Yep, back to the ladies. Here we go. All right, we had the AEW Women's World Championship on the line. As the champion, Timeless Toni Storm defended against Mina Shirakawa from Stardom. I have to say, I definitely enjoyed this match. I was kind of surprised as well with how a lot of this match went. So this match was 11 minutes 40 seconds. And of course, if you notice, Mariah May was at ringside. She did the flower presentation to both ladies. She remained neutral throughout this match. And she didn't even interfere. That shocked me. No interference whatsoever. Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa went at it from start to finish, and I was very happy with that. Very happy with that. I honestly thought there was going to be interference from Mariah May, and I felt like she was going to make her decision from the interference. Because I predicted that she was going to turn on Mina and side with Toni Storm, especially after getting accidentally hit with a champagne bottle by Mina, who meant to hit Toni Storm. But, nah. They both went at it. Great back and forth match between both of these ladies. I mean, after all, Toni Storm also made her name famous in Stardom a long time ago, for many years. But a great back and forth between both of these awesome ladies. Great in the ring. Mina Shirakawa definitely had, a good amount of the crowd on her side. And also new gear. She was rocking new gear for this event, so that was really cool to see. And back and forth, but Toni Storm ended up picking up the victory after nailing Mina with a Storm Zero, then pinning her for the 1-2-3. Clean. Beat her clean. And then afterwards, Mariah May came in, had a moment with both ladies, and not only did they shake hands, they hugged, and then all three of them shared a triple kiss. That's right, they shared a triple kiss. So yeah, ended up being a happy ending for Mina, Toni Storm, and Mariah May. And then they go up the ramp together. You know what? I'm happy with that. I am totally happy with that. Mainly because the match exceeded my expectations, because I honestly thought there was going to be some interference from Mariah May. And it didn't happen. They let both of these ladies go at it. Toni Storm beat Mina clean. And you know what? I was happy. You know, yes, I was rooting for Mina Shirakawa, but you know what? I like how the match went from start to finish. And word is Mina's been getting a lot of praise with her time here in AEW. And I know, I still think there's a good chance that she becomes All Elite. It might not have happened tonight, but I still think it could. I still think it could happen. You know, Tony Khan even gave a lot of praise for Mina Shirakawa. Same thing with Bryan Danielson. Gave her a lot of praise as well. So it definitely sounds like, for sure, Mina Shirakawa has a great presence here in the U.S. through AEW. And, you know, maybe even through ROH as well, because, you know, she did do a little bit of something in ROH. But it sounds like Mina can be somebody that they can invest in, especially as part of their relationship with Stardom. Especially being that Mina, you know, has wrestled here a number of times now, and she speaks English. The crowd likes her. So, hey, I think there's a future with Mina Shirakawa here in the States, if they do indeed decide to sign her. Because I think she could still do Stardom and AEW. It might be hard to do both currently, being that, remember, she is 1/3 of the current Artists of Stardom champions, of course, with Micah and Xena, EXV. But still, while this storyline may be over, it might actually be over with Mina, Mariah May, and Toni Storm. You know, Mina may go back to Japan and whatnot, but I think it still leaves the door open for Mina to come back anytime she wants, even if she doesn't get signed, because they do have a relationship, AEW and Stardom. So, good for them. Good for them. It's a great, happy ending with that match. But Toni Storm, still your AEW Women's World Champion. All right, let's move on to our next match. Here we go. All right, next up, we had ourselves a singles match. We had freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy taking on TMDK's Zack Sabre Jr. I definitely liked this match, mainly because not only got to see Zack Sabre Jr. work his technical magic, but it was really good to see the creativity with Orange Cassidy around doing, you know, the chain wrestling and incorporating, putting his hands into his pockets, or attempting to, through different positions throughout those submission attempts, and just with the, you know, working the mat in this match. So I really liked what I saw from both competitors in this match. Of course, Zack Sabre Jr. has the technical advantage, but still, this was a great, solid back and forth match, which the time was 16 minutes, 20 seconds. So, hey, they got a good amount of time. Almost 20 minutes. So they got a good amount of time. Definitely liked what I saw in this match. Especially considering you have two wrestlers that typically wrestle two different styles. You know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely enjoyed this from start to finish. But the finish was really, really sick. I mean, y'all want to talk about a really sick submission? Whoo! Zack Sabre Jr. really locked in a nasty submission on Orange Cassidy. I don't know what you call that, but it's like he had both arms trapped, and got one of Orange Cassidy's legs and trapped that and just stretched 3 of his limbs in opposite directions. It was a sick submission, but pretty much as soon as ZSJ wrenched back, he had no choice but to tap. I mean, he tapped almost as soon as he wrenched back. That was a wrap. That was a wrap. So, yeah. But yeah, great match between ZSJ, Orange Cassidy. Also, nice little sign of sportsmanship with Zack Sabre Jr. handing Orange Cassidy his sunglasses. So, thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, Zack Sabre Jr. with the victory, submission victory over Orange Cassidy. Great match. Really great match. All right. Time to go back to some trios action. Let's go back to the trios with this next one. Check it out. Okay. We had the trio of Samoa Joe, Hook, and Katsuyori Shibata taking on the trio of the Learning Tree, Chris Jericho, Big Bill, and Jeff Cobb from United Empire. I mean, the match was alright. I was kind of annoyed. I was a little annoyed with just Jericho doing the constant, "Hi guys, what's up?" and just, and I'm just really, I hate to say this, I love the bounty hunter Brian Keith. I do not like him being paired up with Jericho and Big Bill. I don't like him paired up with Jericho and Big Bill. It don't look right for him. It don't look right. It don't look right, in my honest opinion. Misfit, welcome to the stream. So I had to update my top matches of 2024 list because I was way behind. I might leave things off, but I don't care because I ain't sitting here all night doing that. Understandable. Yeah, do what you gotta do. Let's see. Let's see, 1 second. One second. Okay. I definitely like the combination of Hook, Samoa Joe, and Shibata. I think it works well. I mean, Jeff Cobb did his thing. I like the exchanges between Jeff Cobb and Samoa Joe. I definitely like that. But just, I don't know, this whole excuse for Jericho just to have another nickname is just really annoying. I don't know, it just... Let me see. I thought the finish I thought the finish was really was really unexpected. I mean, Hook hitting Jericho with a Judas effect, I thought was pretty surprising. But you know what? With pretty much the storyline that's been back and forth between Jericho and Hook, the finish made sense. The finish definitely made sense. So overall, I was happy with it. I just, like I said, the whole Jericho learning tree, it's just really, it just looks really dumb to me, to be honest with you. But I mean, it is what it is. But it's just, yeah, I'm not really a fan of it. But it's all good. It's all good. Match was all right. Like I said, I was mainly just all for Hook, Joe, and Shibata. They worked really well together. So they went in there. They did what they had to do. They did the do. They did the do. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I mean, I can't say that I was like super duper fully into the match, but I just liked one team that whole entire match. Like the other team I could care less about. One second. Okay, let's go to next match. This next match is another one that I actually enjoyed quite a bit. And one of my potential outcomes ended up happening. Okay, we had the TNT Championship ladder match. Our competitors, we had 6. We had El Phantasmo, Dante Martin, ROH World Champion Mark Briscoe, Lio Rush, Jack Perry, and Konosuke Takeshita. Very entertaining match from start to finish. A lot of non-stop action. Although, I wish there was, I don't know if there was more than one big ladder. It felt like there was a whole bunch of smaller ladders and like only one big ladder. I mean, maybe I miscounted, but that's what it looked like. That's what it looked like. This was said, reminder, 95 minutes, Marigold's pressers happening. I probably won't be up for it, but I will definitely check it out in the morning. Jericho robbed us of Joe versus Jeff Cobb. Well, I mean, Misfit, when Jeff Cobb, pretty much, when he had the backstage segment at New Japan and he mentioned, I want to face somebody for the TV title, nobody responded. Nobody answered the call. So, I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, but it's like, nobody answered the call to challenge him for the title. You know, so, I mean, it would have been nice. It definitely would have been nice if we got that match, but nobody responded. But This ladder match was awesome. Very action-packed. I'm happy it looked like nobody got seriously hurt, because I was fearful about Dante Martin, because you remember the last time he had a ladder match, Dante Martin pretty much, broke his leg or ankle or something like that, and he was out for, almost 7, 8, 9 months, something like that. So, yeah. Misfit says Momo and Tam should have been on the main show and Jericho on the pre-show. Now, you know they are not going to do that. You know they are not going to do that. Especially when it's Jericho. I know a lot of people don't like Jericho, but it's still Chris Jericho. Compared to Momo and Tam, which not everybody knows who they are. I mean, I get what you're saying, but come on now. We're talking about them and Jericho. I mean, you can't be surprised. You can't be surprised that they did that. But yeah, I'm just glad nobody seriously got hurt or anything like that. The Mark Briscoe spot. I don't know if he was trying to do a froggy bow, but the way he landed, that looked pretty wild. And the table didn't break. The table didn't break, but the way he landed, I was just kind of like, I don't know. Just the way it looked was crazy. JB, welcome to the stream. Stephanie, talk as in Vakir. You're a Stephanie Vakir fan. She did great tonight. Hadn't gotten to that match, but she definitely did great tonight. I honestly felt like there was a point in the match where it looked like Takeshita was going to pull it off. I really, really did. I really, really thought that he was going to pull it off. But then again, we have to remember who else is in the match. Jack Perry. Which, I mean, he did kind of get put in the match by the Young Bucks. So, can't really be surprised with the outcome. But Leo Rush looked really good. Dante Martin looked really good. El Phantasmo looked really good in this match. Mark Briscoe did his thing. I felt like everybody was showcased really well in this match. And the match was 16 minutes 55 seconds. So decent time. I mean, you want ladder matches to definitely be over that 15-minute mark, in my opinion. But I definitely enjoyed the action. But it just felt like there was only one tall ladder in a sea of small ladders. I don't know. I'm used to seeing like at least two, but it seemed like there was only one. So maybe it's just me. Just a minor thing. But yeah. Misfit says, I see people on Twitter complaining about the CM Punk chants during the match and the elite match. And I'm like, guys, AEW opened that Pandora's box, no one else. Yeah, I don't know what's up with folks doing that. I really don't. I don't know what's up with folks doing that during those matches, but it was wild. It was really, really wild. But folks are gonna love their CM Punk. I mean, yeah. I don't get it either. I don't get it either. But when it came down to it, Jack Perry ended up getting up the ladder and taking down the TNT Championship. So look at there. Every member of the Elite now has a championship. The Young Bucks got the tag titles. Okada has the Continental Championship. And now Jack Perry has the TNT Championship. Will Takeshita ever win an AEW Championship? Because like I said, it's on his way to about 3 years in AEW. Still no championship. But he's had a buttload of title shots. He's had a good handful of title shots. But, yeah, there's no telling. There's no telling when or if he will ever win a championship in AEW. So, Misfit says, well, almost every member of the Elite. Wait, who are we missing? Who are we missing? Am I missing somebody? Because aren't they the main four? Jack Perry, Okada, and the Young Bucks, aren't they the main four? But, yeah, Jack Perry climbs up the top of the ladder, grabs the title. He is your winner and new TNT Championship. Okay. The wild card in the Owen, which everyone is assuming. Oh yeah, that didn't they do a vignette? Didn't they kind of do a vignette with Hangman Page recently? So yeah, that's a good point, because I think they did a vignette with Hangman Page. Supposed to be returning. Soon. I know Riho just recently returned. Sheeta. So yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point, Misfit. Really good point. Okay, next match. Back to the ladies. Alright, back to the ladies. I really hated the fact that this was the stipulation, but this was a title for title winner takes all match. TBS champion Mercedes Moné versus NJPW Strong Women's Champion Stephanie Vaquer. Oh man. Well, Stephanie Vaquer definitely got off to the jump with this match. Oh, Mike. Good to see you. Evening, Jason. Good to see you getting reviewing so early. Saw it on YouTube pay-per-view. Give it an 8 out of 10. Oh yeah? Yeah, that's also how I watched it as well. I ordered it via YouTube as well. So, good call. Good call. Misfit says, I think Hangman might win the title from Swerve. The winner of the main event was going to determine who was winning the Owen. You know, looking at the history between Hangman and Swerve, it actually makes sense. for him to be the one that takes the title. I mean, I hope not, but it could definitely happen. It could definitely happen. John Elite, what's up? Welcome to the stream. He says, what were the other titles that Stephanie held? The CMLL Women's World Women's Championship and the Tag Team Championship, which I believe her partner is Zeuxis. You remember Zeuxis? She competed in the Mae Young Classic, the second Mae Young Classic. You remember her? That's Stephanie Vaquer's tag partner. They're the CMLL World Women's Tag Team Champions. So yeah, those were the other two belts she had. But yeah, good question. Mike says, OMG, the support chant for Vaquer was amazing. I started cheering for her too. Pissed the AEW bookers off. Yes, the crowd definitely, well, the crowd not only got behind Stephanie Vaquer, but they were throwing out chants like the, F the Celtics, F the Red Sox, which, I mean, not only did they do that, but I mean, Mercedes is from Boston. I mean, heck, she was at the NBA Finals rooting on the Celtics when they beat my Mavs. But yeah, definitely, she was getting treated like the heel in the matchup. But a lot of support for Stephanie Vaquer, which she really put it on Mercedes throughout the match. Stephanie Vaquer really phenomenal in the ring. I mean, she definitely took it to Mercedes. I'm not saying Mercedes did terrible, but definitely Stephanie Vaquer looked really solid in this match. And shout out to the referee. Looked like the referee was multilingual, could understand English and Spanish, to communicate with both Mercedes and Stephanie Vaquer. Of course, Vaquer is from Chile. So, thought that was pretty cool. But I enjoyed the match. I definitely enjoyed the match. I just hated the stipulation. I really hated the stipulation. I felt like the pacing of the match was alright for the most part. I just really felt like Stephanie Vaquer had to really carry the match. But at the same time, this isn't the first time that these two have faced each other. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Misfit says, so apparently Saya Kamatani will be doing Instagram Live. Yeah, I'm still really pissed about that. Just freaking savages out there. Like, who the heck pays to show up at a meet and greet just to talk trash to the talent? Like, that is so freaking stupid. That is so stupid. Like, who does that? And I'm sorry, I stand and support Saya Kamatani. One of the sweetest wrestlers I've met. Met her during my time in Philadelphia. She was so awesome. She was quite a giggler. But she was one of the sweetest wrestlers that I've met. And it was totally worth meeting her. Especially, I had to hopefully take a chance and meet her before I missed out on the TJPW show, but was able to meet her and make it in time for the start of that show. But it is still really ridiculous how cruel and nasty people can be. Man, I tell you, the IWC can be packed full of savages. And those are going to be the same people that end up ruining meet and greets to the point where none of the talent is going to want to do a meet and greet ever again. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Misfit says, which I think is in regards to her meet and greet this morning. Yeah, understandable. Mike says, I'm still happy for Mercedes being in AEW. It means my dream match of Monet versus Mina Shirakawa can happen. Think we'll see Mayu Iwatani come back to AEW? No. Because she's not interested. I highly doubt Mayu will come to AEW. I think it would take a miracle. But I'm not going to say it's impossible, but I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. Misfit says, I've been in contact with Kamitani-san since yesterday, and he said wanted to get the message out to everyone himself first, so I gave him permission to broadcast this. From President Okada. As a company, we will continue to have zero tolerance for malicious slander and libel, and will continue to clearly communicate our guidelines for matches, events, social media, other operations. That's good. That's good. John Elite says the IWC is just toxic. Too toxic. Way too toxic. It's ridiculous. But yeah. Mercedes hits Stephanie Vakira with the moneymaker and then pretty much locked in the bank statement, which I don't know if she has a different name for it now that she's Mercedes, but she pretty much locked that in. Stephanie instantly tapped out. And now Mercedes Moné. I hate to say it, but she's now a freaking double champion, and she did nothing to deserve to be a double champion. At all. First match in AEW was a title match, and now, less than 10 matches later, she's a freaking double champion. It makes no sense to me whatsoever, the type of booking she is getting, but it is what it is. That's why, and the thing is, I don't dislike Mercedes. I just don't think she deserves to be a double champion. Like, it just bothers me, folks getting championship matches that they didn't earn. And she didn't earn these. She didn't. So, I just gotta keep it real. Just gotta keep it real. Oh yeah, Misfit breaking it down. If you know the story with AEW, Rossi and Mayu, you'll understand why she's not going to AEW. Short of the story is the Young Bucks tried to sign Mayu away from Stardom to AEW behind Rossi's back, which is why it took so long for AEW Stardom to do something. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did take a good long while. Furious, welcome to the stream. Says I feel the same way. Yeah, just. And like I said, it's nothing against Mercedes. I like Mercedes. But she didn't do anything to earn those title matches. She didn't do anything to earn the TBS title match. I mean, same thing with Okada. Okada didn't do anything to earn his Continental Championship match. When you think about it, that was his first singles match in AEW since being signed. So, it's ridiculous. John Lee says Mercedes didn't even win a number one contenders match. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, folks can say what they want about Will Ospreay, but at least he earned that international championship title shot. Plain and simple as that. Mike says, some people say AEW with records don't matter. Guess Monet heard about that. Yeah, I guess so. So when Mayu's contract is up, she's heading to Mari Gold. I think that's going to happen too, Misfit. I think that's going to happen too. John Elise says, are the rankings still a thing? It's just pointless at this point. I think the record is still a thing. I don't know about the rankings. I don't think the rankings are a thing, but they still keep tabs on the records, I believe. But yeah, Mercedes Moné is now your TBS champion and new NJPW strong women's champion. Which, I mean, let's keep it real. That strong women's title was created in the first place for her. Let's just keep it real. If she hadn't gotten injured, she would have been the first champ, hands down. But after the match, out from the ramp appears a certain Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. And looked like she had a six-pack. Looked like she'd been working out. Like she got a little six-pack. But Dr. Britt Baker returns. It looks like she has her eyes on Mercedes Moné. So, yeah, Britt Baker's back and she's cleared. So, we'll see how that goes. We will see how that goes. AEW gave up on the rankings, and I said they would when they brought them back. Mike says, but Okada didn't earn anything as an employee. Story-wise, he was given that shot as a member of the Elite. Did Jack Perry deserve to qualify for the ladder match? No, I agree. I agree with you. On Okada. I agree with you on Okada. But now Jack Perry, he did qualify. Jack Perry did qualify. So, there is that. But, yeah. Oh, it gets worse because now she's feuding with Britt Baker. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like Britt Baker. I can't say she's one of my favorites, but you know, I'll give her a chance just to see what she can do. See if she can get back into the groove of things and see what happens. Britt looked jacked. Yes, she did. Was All In Britt's last match? No. That was definitely not her last match. Her last match, if I remember correctly, was Kris Statlander defending the TBS championship against Britt Baker. I think that was either a Rampage or a Collision, but no, All In was not Britt Baker's last match. No, definitely not that one. Let's see. But yeah, Britt Baker came out. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Britt Baker now that she's back. Okay. Let's see. Didn't Jack beat Dustin or someone else to acquire? Yeah, it was Dustin. It was Dustin Rhodes. Yeah. Yep. To be honest, that's one of the problems I have with TJPW. How they'll just bring random foreigners to Japan for a title without a story. Still love the promotion and the talent. They do that sometimes. They do also bring them over for regular shows as well, like the non-big spotlight shows. So I say they kind of do that half and half. Furious, but I definitely see what you mean. definitely see what you mean. Because they have done that. They definitely have done that. But yeah, I definitely see what you mean. Okay, got 2 matches left. So next up, we had the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match. We had the champion, Jon Moxley, defending against Tetsuya Naito. This is the rematch from Windy City Riot, which was where Mox dethroned Naito. I'll say this. Their Windy City Riot match was definitely better. Hands down, definitely a better match than this one. I felt like is it just me, or did the pacing of this match feel extremely slow? And just kind of, I don't know. I mean, it was only 5 seconds longer than the double title match previously. Because, it was a 17-minute, 5-second match. But I don't know, just the pacing of the match felt really off. And just, I don't know. I just really... This match definitely was not better than their Windy City Riot match. For sure. For sure. Definitely not better than the Windy City Riot face-off. Misfits. Now it's time for the worst match on Forbidden Door. It feels wrong saying that about Mox and Naito. I can't say it was worse than Serpentico, Kyle Fletcher. Nah, I can't say that. Even though it was a pre-show match. Because that match was unnecessary. Also, TJPW doesn't have a television show. That's that. That is true. I'm just happy the title's off Moxley. That's all I cared about. Same here. Mike says, I thank TJPW for Yuka Sakazaki. She's a gem. Also, that Kaiji girl. Oh, the big kaiju, Shoko Nakajima, who is coming to DPW this upcoming weekend. Let's see. Yeah, I think he's talking about Shoko Nakajima. Misfit says, I don't count that match. It didn't happen. Yes, it did, because it was on the pre-show. Stop. Come on now. And a few of those pre-show matches were good. They were pretty good. Especially that trios with Mistico and the Lucha Bros and LIJ. That was a solid match in my opinion. And honestly, they just kind of threw that match in there. I didn't even think that match was going to happen with Serpentico and Kyle Fletcher. I mean, should it have happened? No. It definitely shouldn't have happened. But it is official, because technically it wasn't a dark match. It wasn't a dark match. It takes a lot for me to say I enjoyed an Evil versus Mox than Forbidden Door Mox Naito. Ouch. But, I mean, yeah, I'll definitely say it definitely, like, the Windy City Riot match was a lot better. But Naito finally hit that Destino, pinned Mox for the 1-2-3, and got back the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, which he shouldn't have lost in the first place, especially considering the build-up to how he got the title through winning the G1 last year and winning at Wrestle Kingdom. But Just glad that Naito's got the title back. Glad he's got the title back. And then the main event of Forbidden Door 2024. And it was definitely an instant classic. This was for the AEW World Championship. As the champion, Swerve Strickland defended against AEW International Champion Will Ospreay. I mean, what can I say? This match was phenomenal. This match was excellent. Very worthy of the main event. Very worthy. And it was, of course, the longest match of the show at 27 minutes and 7 seconds. Almost 30 minutes. Almost 30 minutes. Mike says, what did you want to see more of the Mox Naito match? Well, one, there wasn't no blood. Mox is usually a bleeder. And honestly, better pacing. And I'm sorry, Naito beating up Mox with a plastic rubber like covering of the barricade was just flat out dumb. Like, really, he took that and just started hitting Mox with it? I mean, come on. That thing might as well have been foam. Like, that was just dumb. It was just really dumb. Like, I'm not saying that there weren't any good points in that match, but just the pacing and just the physicality was nowhere near their match at Windy City Riot. Nowhere near. The man who probably put on a show of the year wasn't even invited for Forbidden Door. That being one El Desperado. See, I can't say that. I can't say that because I'm sorry. Whenever you have a card that has Denshoku Dino on it, I can't put that in the running for best show. I can't. I can't. I can't. I'm sorry, but I am not a fan of watching somebody get their face planted in somebody's butt. I'm sorry. That's a huge turnoff for me. I can't do it. Can't do it. JR was the highlight of that match. What was that barricade padding spot from Naito? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. LOL, I saw Naito's face when he used that foam cover piece to hit a bruiser like Moxley. Yeah, he was laughing too. Fury says, I feel you, all the butt stuff is too much. Yeah, and they just really take it over the top. Like the whole thing with the pheromones, like, that ruins it for me. Like, I was okay with it, like, with Ryusuke Taguchi, when he occasionally did that, but then just the repeated, like, every time you see a match with, with a lot of the DDT stuff that I've seen, it's too much. I mean, I'm sorry, sitting up there perched on the turnbuckle with your pants down, like, come on. Like, anyway, that just ruins it for me. That's too much. That's too much. Too much. Ospreay and Swerve have incredible chemistry. I mean, after all, going into this matchup, the series was 5-4 Ospreay. Um, these two have known each other for a long time, faced each other a lot in Europe as well. And it definitely showed in this match. Misfit says, now, see, the main event was ZSJ versus Hikaru Sato. I ended the show after that. Oh, for real? Yeah, you didn't. Interesting. Furious says, I don't mind stink faces, but when the whole match revolves around that, it's too much. I wish he wouldn't pull down his gear. No one wants to see his bare boot. I know, exactly. Miss Tessmacher has a good stink face. Now something like Sumeri Natsu's Bronco Buster. Now that's hilarious. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. But like, I mean, it was even weird when Rikishi did it, you know, because it's like, even that was weird. I mean, it was funny, but even that was weird. I'm not gonna say it wasn't funny, but oh man, just yeah. Did they meet in CGW? I've seen both Ospreay and Swerve at separate shows. I know they've definitely met at I want to say Rev Pro. As far as the other shows, I don't know specifically. I know there were indies here, Rev Pro in the UK, and I believe it was one or two other shows in the UK. But yeah, they've met multiple times here in the US and in Europe, for sure. Misfit says, but I need desperately to convince Okada and Tanahashi to book him versus Starlight Kid. Shoot, I still haven't gotten my Saya Kamitani versus Kota Ibushi. I'm still waiting on that match. Shoot. I'm still waiting on that match. Golden Star versus Golden Phoenix. I want that match. Furious says, you gotta feel bad for the wrestler receiving that. I hope they get a pay raise. Yeah, no kidding. Shoot, double. Something like that. Cause just ugh. A lot of insane spots in this match. I mean, Ospreay getting pile drived on the barricade. Shoot, Swerve hitting Ospreay with a hidden blade was pretty neat. The Swerve stomps here, the house calls there, the Oz Cutter here, the Oz Cutter there. Was pretty sick to see Swerve kick out of the Stormbreaker. And Swerve did the apron flip, which I haven't seen him do the apron flip in a while. So it was really cool to see him do the apron flip. So, awesome job, Swerve. Of course, Turkey Neck. Don Callis got involved, tried to get Ospreay to use a screwdriver against Swerve, which, you know, Prince Nana shoved down Turkey Neck, and Ospreay was going to stab Prince Nana, but he came to his senses, got rid of the screwdriver, and got back in. And, you know, that eventually led to the finish. Well, Ibushi has to stay healthy. Mike says, we shouldn't talk about Kota Ibushi ever again. I wish him a good life, honestly. He hadn't retired. He is not retired. He did not retire yet. He did not retire yet. It ain't over until it's over, Mike. I'm not going to claim that until he officially retires. This one says, I could have done without the This Is Awesome chants. Not even 10 minutes in the match. A little much. Maybe. Kota Ibushi is a shell of a former self. See, okay. Let me ask y'all something. With him being healthy, what are y'all expecting? If y'all are expecting the high-flying, super-fast Kota Ibushi, that ain't gonna happen. He's got to tone a lot of that stuff down, just like the same thing Naomichi Marufuji did. Marufuji ain't as quick and as fast as he used to be, ain't as big of a high flyer as he used to be. He had to tone it down as he got older. Same thing with Kota Ibushi, which is what I'm thinking is going to happen. Like, I don't expect him to return and be the Kota Ibushi that we've known for so long. But that doesn't mean if he's capable of returning and continuing his career, we shouldn't stop that. I don't think anybody should try to stop that. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, it's their decision. I'm just saying, like, I don't know why there's folks out there that are expecting him to come back and just being able to do all that he used to do. That's not realistic. I'm expecting he's probably going to tone it down and probably be a lot less high-flying stuff. That's all I'm saying. But if he's able to come back and continue his career, who am I to talk down on that? You know, I'm not saying that anybody else is, but it's like it ain't over until they say it's over. That's all. John Lee says, was Swerve's house call still called house call when he was still in the WWE? Yes, that is correct. Yes, that is correct. But yeah, I mean, just as folks age, they may have to tone some stuff down. I mean, that's normal. That's normal. You know, I'm thinking that he's going to do the same thing. But we will see what happens. I mainly want to see that matchup because Saya Kamitani wants that matchup. Gold versus gold. Phoenix versus Star. I'm all for it. Dijak was at Forbidden Door. Dijak's also been getting booked. Looks like he has some bookings upcoming. So happy for Donovan Dijakovic. Or if he's still Donovan Dijak. I think he's back to Donovan Dijak now. Yeah, you're right. Let's see. Mike says, it's not that Kota lost his skills. He has the tools and the cardio to do it. That blood and guts match, he knew what to do. I think Kota lost the drive. He probably wants to do local stuff. And that's okay. And that's totally okay. That's totally okay. I have no problem with that. Oh, snap. Oh, breaking news. Oh, so the bounty hunter Brian Keefe suffered an injury and with no available timetable, which, you know, he was in a sling. So Brian Keefe will vacate the DPW National Championship. Oh, that sucks. Dang, that's a bummer. But, I mean, he's in a sling. He's injured, so he can't compete. So, yeah, I get it. Well, speedy recovery for the bounty hunter. Met him twice. My dad's a big fan of him. You know? Yeah, Misfit, the injury's real. Yeah, the injury's real. Just wanted to see good matches with Ibushi. Haven't seen it yet. Wait, haven't seen it yet, or just haven't seen it in a long time? Let's see. Hopefully a speedy recovery for him. Ouch, sorry for Brian. That move, stepping on the elbow, should be banned. Ooh, might want to also tell that to Shayna Baszler as well, because I think she still does that. Yeah, I think she still does that. In a long time. Yeah, I feel you on that. I feel you on that, Misfit. Yeah, it has been a long time. That's for sure. Shoot. Probably since before he became double champion. When he had the title unification with the IC belt and the world belt. But Swerve, couple of house calls, a swerve stomp, ultimately was able to finish off Ospreay with a JML driver for the 1-2-3. And now the series is 5-5. They're even. They're even. Swerve still your AEW World Champion. I was thinking maybe possibly Don Callis was going to turn on Will Ospreay. Kyle Fletcher was there to also console Will Ospreay, and great sportsmanship from Swerve to Ospreay. Like I said, they go way back. Does Pete Dunne also do that move, stomping on the elbow? I haven't seen him do it in a bit. I think he does, but I haven't seen him do it in a bit. Find any Ibushi versus Ospreay match in New Japan. You won't be disappointed. Yeah, I can agree with that. Best match he's had since he came back was the trios match at Wrestle Dream against the Don Callis family. Oh yeah, I remember that one. Yep. That I definitely remember. And also, shout out to Will Ospreay rocking the Hayabusa gear. You know, shout out, tribute to the late, great Hayabusa. But overall, there were some pretty good matches. But I have to say the two best matches, in my opinion, for Forbidden Door was Shingo Danielson and the main event, Swerve Ospreay. Those would be, those I truly believe were the top two matches. Some may say this event was overloaded with 15 matches, which, you know, that's a fair argument. But, you know, they definitely tried to showcase as much of Stardom and New Japan and CMLL as they could, so. Now, something else I wanted to mention. I want to get y'all's thoughts on this. So, a new show has been announced that will take place at the Tokyo Dome on January 5th of 2025. And here it is. Wrestle Dynasty in the Tokyo Dome got announced, which will feature CMLL, AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor, and World Wonder Ring Stardom. Wowzers. That's insane. And you know why? Because you have to remember, on January 3rd is Stardom's first official show of 2025 with Stardom New Year Dream 2025. That's January 3rd. You got New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom 19 on January 4th. And now you got this Wrestle Dynasty on January 5th. 3 back-to-back-to-back shows. 3 shows, the hat trick, to kick off the new year of 2025. Wow. Like, that is insane. That is really, really insane. This one says, the only match I wanted to be booked on this show was Danielson versus Shingo, and I got it. Yeah, that was a great one. That was a really great one. Mike says, pick a best ladies match. I think probably the one that exceeded my expectations was Mina versus Toni Storm. Only because I was just really shocked and happy that there was no interference and it was a good, clean match. You know? Mr. says, I don't know what happened to the supposed Izumi Forbidden Door match. Yeah, me neither. They think they slick adding ROH. I mean, hey. They may feature a championship defended. Who knows? As long as it's not a 5-minute match. Will the IWGP Women's title be defended in the Tokyo Dome? Probably not. We shall see. Jason, looks to me you better start booking your plane tickets for Japan early. You gotta go. I'm actually considering it. I'm gonna do some research tomorrow. I have to do some research because I'm not sure if they started selling tickets for Wrestle Kingdom yet. I think they have. But I'll do some research because January 3rd, 4th, and 5th is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So my best bet is probably try to shoot to get there at least 2 days before the first show. Just to get accustomed to the time change and the jet lag. But I do know some friends. That have traveled to Japan for some shows. So, I may be talking to them. But that'd be quite a way to kick off the new year. And besides, my passport's still active. It doesn't expire until August of next year, so I got time. Funny thing about Wrestle Dynasty is no AAA. Or Wrestle Destiny, I'm sorry. No AAA. Interesting. Mike says, I'll donate something for the cost for that trip. Set up a PayPal or something. Oh, I have one. Blitzballchamp@mail.com is my PayPal. Blitzballchamp@mail.com. If we don't get Hiromu versus Darby on that show, what are we even doing here? 3 Forbidden Door shows now and still no Hiromu versus Darby. Would be nice to have. Have you been to a Wrestle Kingdom before? No, I have not. Would love to go, though. But, yeah. I'm going to do some research tomorrow. Because I have to get an idea about plane ticket costs. And I do know some friends in Japan. I have to really look into some stuff. Because, I mean, it's July now. It's the 1st of July. So it doesn't leave a lot of time to plan. But I'll have to see. Because I know with Like, did they even... Because I'm curious if they've even opened up sales for Wrestle Kingdom 19 yet. Yeah, I have to look into it. I wish they would fix the New Japan website, because they haven't even fixed that yet. They haven't even fixed that yet. But yeah, I would love to... Yeah, I don't think Wrestle Kingdom's available yet for purchase. Where? Yeah, I guess they don't have, guess it's not available for purchase yet. Not sure when that's going to happen, but I'll definitely keep an eye out. Definitely want to keep an eye out. Because I would love to shoot for it. I would love to shoot for it. The closest you'll get to Mayu and AEW is the January 5th show. Oh, the Wrestle Dynasty. Yeah. I can see Mayu wrestling one of the CMLL girls, so yeah, maybe January 5th, but not with the AEW ladies. And, I mean, it's really going to depend on her contract status as well. She might not even be a part of it, a part of Stardom by that time. That's another thing. I don't know when her contract runs out, but she might not even be with Stardom by that time. So, we'll have to see if she's even with Stardom at that time. But we shall see. But, so, they don't have any information up yet on Wrestle Kingdom. So, it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. And I don't think they've opened up sales yet for the Stardom American Dream 2025 show yet. Or, wait a minute, that's not the right one. Hold up. Because, yeah, I'm very curious. If I check the schedule, well, they might not even have it listed yet. Oh, actually, yeah, they do. So they have the event confirmed. They just don't have a time set yet. Oh, they do take Visa and MasterCard. Okay. Oh, at the venue on the day of. Time and price to be determined. So it's been scheduled. It's definitely been scheduled. I just got to keep an eye out. I just got to keep an eye out. That's all. So I got time. I definitely got time to look into traveling to Japan. I have time. Not to mention each of the all three of the events are in Tokyo, so at least I just, would be going to Tokyo. So at least there's that. So yeah, I think if I really sat down and planned this and just really get into the details, I could probably pull this off. Shoot. Now that I think about it, let me look at the calendar. So, yeah, so January 1st, so New Year's Day is Wednesday. You know what? I might actually be able to use less PTO that week. I might be able to pull that off. I might actually be able to pull this off. Yeah, I'm going to look into it. I'm going to definitely look into it. Yeah, New Year Dream. I'm sorry, New Year Dream. Heard Mayu's contract is up near the end of 2024. Stardom hasn't announced an American show yet for 2025. They probably will. Maybe they'll do like they did this year and, you know, announce it maybe at the beginning of the year or whatnot. Jason, what do you think? Mayu goes to Marigold, stays in Stardom, or signs with NXT? And what's going on with Julia? I would guess Marigold. NXT, doubt it. Highly doubt it. Stays with Stardom. There might be a slight chance, but honestly, I think Marigold makes the most sense because of her loyalty to Rossi. And what's going on with Julia? If all goes well, she should still be on schedule to face Saraya at Marigold Summer Destiny on July 13th. So she should be good to go for that match against Saraya. But do I think Stardom will do a show next year in the US? Probably. But see, here's what I'm thinking about, just to give y'all just an idea of what I'm thinking. Because I know WrestleMania next year is in Vegas. And TJPW announced that they were going to do a show WrestleMania weekend as well. Perhaps also in Vegas. And then, don't forget, GCW The Collective, their social media account did a post asking where the best hotels in Vegas are. So I'm guessing GCW The Collective may be coming back next year during WrestleMania weekend in Vegas. And if that's the case, I might try to do that. So I'm thinking of two trips for next year. Of course, you know, this Japan one would be the most expensive, but if I can plan it well enough, I might be able to pull this off. Because I don't have to worry about the passport. Mine is still active. If anything, my main thing is just the cost of the trip and the lodging is really my only concerns. But I do know some friends that live in Japan, and I know connections as well. I'll look into it. I have to look into it. I definitely have to look into it. But yeah, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna pray about it, and I'm gonna really see what it would take to go. See how much it would cost to go. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that's what I'm going to do. Mike, you done motivated me. You done motivated me. Kudos to you. But overall, I mean, I liked Forbidden Door for what it was. I mean, it wasn't the best show. Definitely wasn't the best show. But, you know, there was a couple of good matches that I enjoyed. There were a handful that definitely could have been better. Could have been longer. But, yeah. So... You know, it's all good. You know, now that Forbidden Door is over, it's pretty much full speed ahead to All In. All In's really the next big show. So, you know, they finish up this Owen Hart Foundation Cup tournament, and yeah, go from there. Mike says it's a 28-hour flight to Japan, so if you get a cheap flight, you better have eaten well and bring a pee bag with you. Well, don't they have bathrooms on the plane? They usually have bathrooms on the plane though, right? Unless I missed something. If anything, I'm just thinking that as long as I can get there a day to 2 days early before that first show, then I should be fine. I think it's just a matter of the flight and the lodging. Because, I mean, I hear the public transportation in Japan is pretty straightforward. So, but yeah, I'm going to do some research. I'm going to definitely do some research. I'm going to look into it. But it excites me. I mean, this is huge, y'all. Stardom show on January the 3rd, Wrestle Kingdom on the 4th, and then this big collaboration show on the 5th. Shoot, New Japan was like, screw New Year's Dash. But we don't need New Year's Dash. We're going to do Wrestle Dynasty. Man, that's crazy. That is really crazy. Yeah, that is really crazy. Misfit says, I can see Mayu do NXT via Marigold connection. I would be shocked. I would be pretty shocked if that happened, to be honest with you. I would be pretty shocked. But I mean, with how the times have changed, anything can happen. With how the times have changed. But yeah. January doesn't have Royal Rumble next year. That's right. It's technically on February 1st. Yeah, that is true. Makes me wonder if they're going to do anything in January. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do. January's totally new NJPW's month. Yeah, it's definitely looking that way. It's definitely looking that way. I just hope they get their website fixed. They need to get their website fixed. Once they can do that, then I'll be happy. Need to get their website fixed, though. also need to find out about ticket information. But I'm sure they'll announce something on their, I'm sure they're going to announce something on their social media page once they have that information. At least I hope they will. I hope they will. I mean, I've heard talks of doing New Year's Revolution as a pay-per-view again to replace the Rumble next year. Well, I guess they could do that. Isn't next year's Rumble gonna be the first one to not take place in January? Pretty much. Okay, so if Drew loses the Money in the Bank ladder match, does that mean he wins the 2025 Royal Rumble? Honestly, I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm not even going to be watching Money in the Bank. So, yeah, I have no idea. I mean, the way I see it, Mike, before he has any shot at any title, he needs to clear up that feud with CM Punk. That's the only chance that he's going to have an open door to another title run, is once he gets through CM Punk. Once that happens, then he should be good. But until that happens, it won't be anytime soon. I don't know. That's the way I look at it. But then again, when you think about it, Drew did technically have his championship, which he won in front of fans. He just got cashed in on, which is why I keep telling folks repeatedly why I hate Money in the Bank. Misfit says, I'm gonna watch Heatwave mainly to see if Julia appears. Well, I won't see it until the archive, because I'll be at DPW Tag Festival that same night. Has Punk been cleared yet? If not, it's probably gonna be soon. Mike says, isn't Money in the Bank going to have Priest versus Seth for the heavyweight title? Why won't you? I've never been a fan of Money in the Bank. Yeah, I no longer support Money in the Bank. Not the match, not the pay-per-view. I hate Money in the Bank. I hate the concept. Like, nah, I refuse to watch Money in the Bank. Not only that, you know, all it's going to do is going to just give me a bad taste in my mouth with whoever wins that briefcase. Because as I've said before, it's the cheapest way to put a championship on somebody. Doesn't matter who it is. Plan is Punk will be cleared in time for SummerSlam. Oh, that's good. That's good. Oh, the rumor is that Julia will be at Heatwave. Oh, just making an appearance. So not to wrestle, but to make an appearance. I see. Would be cool. Would be cool. But yeah, I don't know why I was thinking that this was going to be a regular NXT show, but apparently it's a PLE. Because I didn't remember last year's being a PLE, but hey, I can dig it. I can definitely dig it. But yeah, I would love for Money in the Bank to just cease to exist. That's how I feel about Money in the Bank. Well, she was supposedly wrestling on that show. Yeah, that's what the rumor was. And probably, probably would have been a good chance of that happening if she didn't get the wrist injury. But it looks like she should be good for Marigold's Summer Destiny. I have to see who else they put on the card. I personally would like to see them build Julia up and actually have at least a few matches and not just thrust her into a title match. I would hate to see that, but something tells me they're probably going to do that. But I guess we shall see. I just can't believe that's right around the corner. Right around the corner. But yeah, very interesting. But obviously he's just gonna she's gonna do something to set her up feud with Roxanne. Like, that match is happening, but we'll find out if she's cleared during the presser for Summer Destiny. Yeah, and I'm sure they'll hopefully have a backup in mind just in case. Also, would not be surprised if Kairi is on Summer Destiny. I think Rossi was shooting to hopefully get her on there, so, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, hey, Io is going to be wrestling Utami, so that's really cool. Mike says, Julia shouldn't have a match with the champ. She's a foreigner. She's supposed to earn some wins and prove herself first. I definitely agree in the earning wins first. I definitely agree in the, earning wins first. I just wish more and more would go through that path. Like, if everybody went through like what Ospreay went through, or what Yoshitatsu went through when he was with ECW, then I'd be happy. I'd be happy. Man, I tell you, earlier in the day just really got on my nerves with the whole attacking of Saya Kamatani. Like, I tell you, man, fans are savages. Like I said, sometimes it makes me feel ashamed to even be a pro wrestling fan because of other folks' stupidity. But if Julia can't go, then Utami versus Io should be the main event. Would be a good pick. Would be a good pick. But anyway, I think that will do it for this live stream. Also, AJ Styles is wrestling in No Other Day as Io and Marigold. Yeah, July 13th is going to be a crazy day. And speaking of which, let me actually look at the schedule. Does Yoshitatsu still wrestle to this day? Yeah. Last time I checked, he started touring with DDT. I believe he started touring with DDT. At the beginning of this year. Yeah, if I remember correctly. But yeah, he still wrestles. Mike says, would you mind telling me what the attack on Saya was? So pretty much, I don't know if you've been keeping up, Mike, but you know the recent storyline with Queen's Quest and now Saya. Saya Kamitani's the only member of Queen's Quest right now because they lost a loser leaves unit match. It was Queen's Quest versus Oedo Tai. Oedo Tai won, and being that Saya was the last one pinned, everybody else in Queen's Quest is out. So that's Miyu Amasaki, that's Lady C, that's Azumi, that's Hina, all out of Queen's Quest. So there are fans that are pitching a fit because Queen's Quest is now down to Saya Kamitani, which some have gone as far as showing up at an autograph session to pretty much insult Saya Kamitani. Like she was in control of the storyline. You know, just some fans just being really, really ridiculously cruel because of a storyline. Like, folks can say what they want about what's happened with Queen's Quest, but folks have to also keep in mind this is fictional entertainment. Some like it, some don't. That's fine. But going out of your way to directly insult somebody because of a storyline or an outcome that you didn't agree with is downright ridiculous. It's unnecessary. It's disrespectful. But yeah, that's pretty much what went down, Mike. Like, it's ridiculous. Misfit says, like, when I said on Twitter, Saya deserved what she got, I'm joking and not actually serious. I mean, that's one thing. But, like, to, like, actually show up at an event to, like, say that to the person, to the actual talent's face, that's a whole nother different story. I mean, I'll use myself for example. I don't like Maurice. I can't stand Maurice, have never liked Maurice. But I'm not going to go up to her in person and insult her. I mean, this is still a human being, for crying out loud. This is still a person. You know, we gotta also keep in mind this is fictional entertainment. You know, these storylines are storylines. They're not real. Like, you know, it's just, I don't know. Personally, when I think people just resort to just insulting other people directly, you know, because they don't agree with a storyline, especially paying to go to an autograph session to do that. Like, a lot of these folks need to grow up. It's not even that serious. Like, hello, there are going to be folks that disagree with you, number one. And number two, these are still people. Not everybody's going to have the same opinion. There's going to be storylines that you're not going to like and some that you are going to like. That's just how it is. You know, and it's just, folks, just take it too big of a deal and take it personal. It's like, it's ridiculous. Mike says, were these Japanese fans? They wouldn't behave cruel to a performer, and that sounds like it was poorly written. Probably was. I mean, I don't know who it was. I'm guessing, being that the autograph session was in Japan, that's where the session was. So, like, I'm talking about the character in the story. In the story, her ego got the best of her and cost her everything. That's what Saya's character did. I mean, yeah, you know, it's storyline though, you know, and that's fine. That's totally fine. You know, I get that. I get that. But just, you know, whatever these fans did was just totally crossing the line. Like, there was no need for that. And it sucks because Saya is one of the sweetest wrestlers I've met. It was an honor meeting Saya Kamitani. She was all smiles, all giggles. She was really sweet. She was really sweet. It was an honor meeting her and, you know, practicing a little bit of Japanese in front of her. And she was really cool. She was very cool. Heck, it looked like she was a lot more excited meeting, you know, the American fans in April, you know? Like Natsuko and Momo aren't really terrible human beings in real life. Right. Exactly. You know? Shoot. And just, you know, these are still people. These are still human beings. But, like, if you ever met Momo and Tora in real life, they are down-to-earth people. Yeah, I've heard a lot about Momo. Like, I hear she's quite the nerd. And shoot, I would love to meet Ami Sore, because I hear she's a big gamer. I would love to meet her. And, shoot, love to meet Waka. Shoot, meeting Shuri was really cool. Shuri, I thought was going to be scary, but Shuri is actually really sweet in person. I thought Minoru Suzuki was really scary, but when I met him, he extended his hand, shook my hand, and it was all cool. I was like, oh, he's cool, you know? Momo Watanabe is a nerd like us. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Shoot. Konami. Now, Konami, she was very chill. I really liked meeting Konami. She was really chill. Like, and Konami could speak a little bit of English. She can speak a little bit of English. Momo even makes a point to put her in the bios, wrestler and gamer. Oh, see, she has no shame in her game. Yeah, I just thought it was really interesting timing when I met Konami, and then not too long after that, bam, she returns and re-signs with Stardom. So I thought that was pretty neat. And hey, now she's Goddess of Stardom champion with Shuri. Which I like and am kind of bummed about because I really wanted a legendary run for Fukuoka Double Crazy. But hey, you know, I like Shuri and Konami, so it's all cool. I hope that Hazuki and Konami will continue to team, but at the same time, I definitely want them to also focus on singles titles. Because I still think Fukuoka Double Crazy is one of the best tag teams in the world. But yeah, meeting Konami. Konami's really chill. And actually, I was really surprised with the amount of talent that I got to meet back in Philly. Misfit says, though I do think it's funny that Lady C actively keeps letting people know she's single, like she's trying to tell us something. Well, you know, maybe she's ready to get married, you know? You know, Lady C, she's very, very beautiful. She's very beautiful. You know, Lady C, I think she's, what, maybe early 30s or something like that? But yeah, Lady C's cool. I would love to meet Lady C. I wish Lady C got a push, but I don't think that's going to happen. Mike says, all the Stardom performers are nice in real life. They get hurt, but they handle it like professionals. The Japanese work ethic is teamwork, and they're still women. So far, see, with all the Stardom talent I've met, let's see, I've met Shuri, I've met Konami, I've met Saya Kamitani, Momo Kogo, Mayu Iwatani, Tam Nakano, Mina Shirakawa, Starlight Kid. Dang. Oh, May Sarah. May Sarah. Yeah, so that's 9. Wow. That's 9. Wow. I got lucky. Oh, Micah. That's 10. That's 10. I forgot. I did meet Micah. Yes, that's 10. I know that Micah's just hilarious. And her English is getting better too. Lady C turns 30 in November. Oh, so she's about to turn 30. Oh, okay. And I believe the C is for Chie. I think her name is Chie. Lady C was, or maybe still is, a school teacher like Adam Page is. I believe she used to be a home ec teacher, if I remember correctly. She was a home ec teacher. But yeah, yeah, Lady C, she's very attractive. And she probably speaks more English than we may think. Yeah, middle school and high school economics teacher. Oh, so economics teacher. Okay. Oh, she's got a design degree as well. Oh, okay. Nice. But yeah, I like Lady C. Lady C's awesome. But yeah. Dang, I can't believe I met 10 of the Stardom talent. Man, I tell you, that Philly trip was the best. Meeting all that Stardom talent and all that TJPW talent. Man, I got the best of both worlds. Goodness gracious. Chatted with Momo on Twitter in the past. She's down to earth. I'm still waiting for those gaming streams though. Yeah, that's one that I missed the opportunity to, but only because, you know, her meet and greet was during a show that I was at. Same thing with Saki Kashima. But then again, Saki Kashima threw her headband in my face and gave me a high five during the show, so I do at least have a souvenir. I was surprised to learn that Micah is only 26. Yeah, I figured she was probably mid or late 20s. I figured she was probably mid or late 20s. Shuri looks great for her age, and she looked like she got muscular. Did you see her arms when she came out with her new gear with Konami? Man, Shuri looking muscular, you know? She's already got the best shoulders in the world for a woman, but man, Shuri was looking muscular. Came out, she had those guns out. But yeah, Shuri looks great for her age. I think her and Sheeta are pretty much the same age. Her and Sheeta. But yeah. Rena is now the longest reigning Future of Stardom champion. So congrats to her. Glad that Tomoka Inaba is still officially part of God's Eye. I think that's really cool. Oh, and now that July is here, that's right. Stardom's supposed to be announcing the remaining competitors for the 5-star Grand Prix, so we'll probably get an announcement about that soon. So we'll see how that goes. Misfit says, I'm convinced Starlight Kid is a backup dancer for a J-pop group. Yeah, she does. She does seem like she has a dancing background, that's for sure. I remember one of her recent photos with her unmasked working out. She looked very fit. Very fit. Mike says, Jason, I know you've had guests on your show like once or twice. Would you ever reach out to an agent for a Joshi wrestler for an interview stream? I would love to, but I don't think I'm a big enough name, to be honest with you. I'm not a big enough name. Like, I would need to be extremely lucky in order for that to happen. I'm not saying it's impossible, but nah, I'm not a big enough name. I am definitely not a big enough name for that. But you never know. You never know. Misfit says, I just know I'm not holding hope for Hazuki in the 5-star. I've been burned too many times. Nah, that's understandable. She's another one I would love to meet. I think, after meeting the Stardom talent that I've met so far, I think next on my Stardom meet and greet wish list, definitely Momo Watanabe, definitely Ami Sourei, definitely Natsupoi, Koguma, Hazuki. I think those are the next handful of talent I would love to do a meet and greet with. Oh yeah, where are my manners? I totally forgot. I met Azumi. Wow, I knew I was missing somebody. I met Azumi. Now Azumi, she's really chill. Azumi's very chill. Misfit says I've tried it. I've tried. It's not easy. Oh, you've actually tried reaching out to try to interview with a wrestler? I'm sticking with Momo Watanabe this year. I stuck to my guns with Mike over Suzu in the finals last year, and it happened. Hey, ride the wave. Mike says, I'm going to ask on Twitter if Serena Deeb would be willing to be interviewed by you. Oh, shoot. Serena Deeb, that would be awesome. That'd be really awesome. And hey, I have a Zoom license, so I mean, hey, I could do it. Yeah, I'm no Scott E. Wrestling. Yeah, me neither. Honestly, I'd probably have a better chance starting out with some of the local talent here in North Carolina since, I am in a pro wrestling state. But to be honest, if there's anybody off the top of my head I would love to interview, to be honest with you, I would love to interview the legendary Manami Toyota. I mean, yeah, Shuri would be cool, but I would love to interview Manami Toyota. I think that'd be really cool. Misfit says, I want to meet Maki Ito. Yeah, Maki Ito, she's very funny. She is very funny. Got the luxury of meeting her at WrestleCade last year in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Yeah, she's hilarious. So, yeah, and of course she had quite a crowd for her meet and greet. But yeah, she was really cool. I wore my TJPW shirt when I met her. just so I could get her to say stuff to the podcast, mother effers. Oh, that's funny. She probably could get her to say that easily. You probably could get her to say that easily. But yeah, I mean, I have to say I've been blessed to have been able to meet the Joshis that I've met through DPW. I mean, that was how I met Miyu Yamashita. That was how I met Hiroyo Matsumoto, Mizuki Emi Sakura, Mei Saruga, Maya Yukihi, Jungle Kiona, Yeah, that's how I've met a handful of Joshis through DPW. She would say that, then kick you on the floor. Maki Ito's for the children. Don't let people fool you. Oh, God. Don't believe that. But yeah. Oh, and you. I met you as well through DPW. So there's a good handful of... Oh, met the Magical Sugar Rabbits. Mizuki and Yuka Sakazaki via DPW. One of my favorite meet and greets, actually. So I've been blessed with the opportunity to meet a handful of Joshis through DPW. So I'm still hopeful that they'll book Aoi, because Aoi wants to wrestle more in the States. She's interested. And Taka Michinoku and over at JTO has actually been vouching for his talent to get booked overseas. So shoot, I would love to see more Tomoka Inaba, more Rhythm, more Hisoka, Sumika Yanagawa, Misa Kagura, Aoi. Like, I would love to meet Aoi, and Aoi speaks English. Like I said, if Aoi comes to DPW, she'll have a case or two of Dr. Pepper waiting for her. I want to meet Kairi Sane, that sweet human being Kairi Sane. Yeah, met her. She made me squeal like a girl. Fortunately got to meet Hana Kimura. You are very blessed to have met her. Are there any pure Filipino wrestlers? Being Filipino, it puts a smile on my face to see Filipino representation in talent like TJP, Shotzi, and Kaden. Well, I know Shuri is half. She's half Filipina, half Japanese. Oh, man. Yeah, no Shotzi. I don't know any others off the top of my head. You know what, John Elite? I'm going to have to do some research because I don't know any others off the top of my head. That's a good question. That's a really good question. Yeah, I might have to look into that. Yeah, I'm going to have to look into that. Koki Amare and Chika Gochika will team up to face Victoria Yuzuki and mystery partner at Summer Destiny. Dang, will Victoria Yuzuki, will she ever get a victory on Mighty Gold? Like, what's the deal with that? Jason, doing a shoot interview at a meet and greet would be your best chance, in my opinion. Tell their manager you have a channel for pro wrestling and they'd let you. Like they did for Simon Miller. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. I was thinking about doing that for this year's WrestleCade, because I know some good friends of mine, they have a podcast, the Potsy and Tino Show. So, yeah, I definitely, that would be a solid idea. Misfit says, almost said Julia, then remembered nope, her dad is Italian. Yeah. Oh, wait. Isn't Yappy? Isn't Yappy Filipina? I think Yappy is Filipina. Yeah. I think Yappy. Yappy's Filipina. Yeah. She's from Manila. Yeah, Yappy, who's been wrestling in Ice Ribbon, she's Filipina. Do you know Yappy, Mike? Yeah, she's Filipina. John Elite says, I know Walking Wild is Filipino after I watched a video WWE posted years ago. It was him, Shotzi, Caden having a chat. Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, I actually I met him back in Dragon Gate, USA, long time ago. Long time ago. Yappy English is amazing. Yeah, I heard she speaks good English. Oh, Mike says, not me, don't watch Ice Ribbon. Oh, not a fan of Ice Ribbon? But she was the translator for Joshi Talent on a Joshi podcast. Oh yeah, that is true. That is true. Oh, I just remembered another one. Jeff Cobb. Mother is Filipina. So, yeah, Jeff Cobb is Filipino descent. Yeah, because his mother is Filipina. Yeah, Jeff Cobb. There's another example. I wonder. I think. Do you remember Kona Reeves? I think Kona Reeves is part Filipina. Part Filipino. I think. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. Oh, wow. I don't know how I totally forgot about this one. Kris Wolf. Kris Wolf. Former high-speed champion, retired wrestler, part of Oedo Tai. Kris Wolf. She's a Filipino descent. John Lee says, Jeff Cobb is half Filipino. Yeah, because on his mother's side. Because his mother's Filipino. At Yasukawa is another I'd love to meet. Not she the stunning is heck and founder of Oedo Tai. Yep. Thanks for the great show. Heading to bed. Hope to catch your next gaming stream. Elden Ring DLC. Never played Elden Ring, so yeah. I don't know about that. Shotzi is Filipino too. Yes, that is correct. I've met Shotzi. She's really cool. Was Kona Reeves in WWE at one point? Yes, he was. He was on NXT. But yeah, Kris Wolf. Kris Wolf is of Filipino descent. So yeah. I miss Kris Wolf. Kris Wolf was hilarious. But anyway, oh geez, it's really late. I actually got to get going because I actually have to work in the morning. But it has been fun, y'all. Thank y'all so much for hopping on this live for this review. I definitely wanted to dive into this Forbidden Door review and also get a chance to chat with y'all again. I'm hoping to do some more of these live streams with y'all because y'all been very, very much engaging with the chat and just opening up. So appreciate y'all. Before I go, I just want to go over. I don't know if y'all know, but this month, now that July is here, we got a big month of pro wrestling to look forward to. We got Nao Kakuta's Cross, which is her produced show. That's July 5th. That's this Friday. That's right, Batista is Filipino. Good call, Misfit. So we got Nao Kakuta's Cross on Friday, July 5th. We got NXT Heatwave Sunday, July 7th. We got Destination 2024, that Noah Abima event. That's July 13th, Saturday, same as Marigold Summer Destiny 2024, also July 13th. TJPW Summer Sun Princess, which they just recently announced the full card for. That's Friday, July 19th. And then a day after that, the G1 Climax 34 starts. That's July 20th. And that's also the same day as TNA Slammiversary, July 20th. And then a day after that, July 21st, is DDT's big, huge, grand show of Wrestle Peter Pan. That's July 21st. Sari-ism Chapter 4, July 29th. And that's all I got for the month of July. So we got a lot of juicy pro wrestling goodness to look forward to in July. Yes, I know Money in the Bank is July. I'm not counting that because I could care less about Money in the Bank. But July is a very loaded month for pro wrestling. So definitely check that out. We got a lot to dive into. I know upcoming previews I'm gonna want to do is now Kakuta's Cross, NXT Heatwave. So those will probably be the main two I'll focus on for this week. I already did the preview for Destination 2024. I might go ahead and do the preview of Marigold Summer Destiny because it sounds like they're getting ready to announce the full card for that. But Nene Takahashi, Mai Sakurai, now Ishikawa versus Shinobi Kandori, Takao Inoue, and Nori was announced. Dang. So they are announcing more matches. Oh man, I gotta get on that. I gotta really get on that. But anyway, got a lot to look forward to. Oh, I see the graphics now. Ooh, Rhea Seto versus Komomo Minami. Oh shoot. Nice. Very nice. Well shoot, they're... Dang, I might as well start saving these graphics. Yeah, I might as well start saving these graphics. Because now we got Komomo Minami versus Rhea Seto. Of course, Rhea Seto was with Sendai Girls for a bit. There we go. Koki Amare, Chika Goto, Victoria Yuzuki, and a mystery partner. Ooh! Chiaki and Nagisa Nozaki versus Myla Grace and Zeta Steel. Oh, that ought to be interesting. And then officially to crown the inaugural Marigold Superfly champion, Natsumi Shozuki versus Misa Matsui. That should be really good. Marigold versus LLPWX. Oh yeah, that was the one you were talking about, Misfit. Okay. Nice, nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, shaping up to be a great show. So that's, let's see, that is how many matches so far for Marigold Summer Destiny? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7 matches so far. Yeah, 7 matches so far. That's nice. Would love Kyrie to be Yuzuki's partner. I believe that announced in the full card. Yeah, that's that. Hey, I'd be down for that. That'd be quite a great pickup for Yuzuki. And I'm sure they're probably gonna announce something with Miku Ano, Mirai, and Bozilla. They might as well just go ahead and do a triple threat match for the Marigold. I think it's the Marigold United National Championship, I think. So, yeah. They're probably going to announce something like that. But anyway, I do actually need to get going. But once again, thank y'all so much for watching. For those that will catch the archive, be sure to leave a comment, like, comment, follow, all of the above, subscribe. Let me know what y'all thought of Forbidden Door, AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door 2024. Don't forget to also check out Game Beauty as well. And don't forget the promo code in the description, Blitzball_champ. And like I said, shout out to everybody that chatted up with me tonight. Thank y'all so much. And I will catch y'all in the next video and or live stream. Blitzball Champ Gaming, another pro wrestling talk. My name is Jason Ingram. If I don't see y'all, well, I probably will be on here before 4th of July. So y'all will see me before 4th of July, I assure you. But anyway, y'all take care. God bless. Peace.